We had two major news events happen, so let's jump right into it. Last night over here in the US, Australian GDP numbers came out and they were worse than expected, coming in at 0.6%. This was not only a miss in the forecast, but a drop in GDP overall. Canadian interest rates came out this morning and met expectations, raising up to 4.25%, a 50 basis point rate hike. Now that's it for the news, so let's see how it plays out in the Edge Finder. All right, so like I just mentioned, we had two major news events today. Canadian dollar interest rates came out this morning, less than an hour ago, and Australian dollar GDP growth came out last night in the US time zones. So I want to start by taking a look at the market heat map first, just so we can see how all of our currency pairs are moving for the day. So far, US dollar pairs seem like they are up. Aussie USD, GBP USD, Euro USD, and NZD USD being our biggest mover to the upside, up 0.82% so far in the day. And look at this, all of our major indices down today. S&P 500 down the most, minus 1.44% down so far. UK 100 only down 0.22% so far on the day. I'll just go ahead and point out here as well, this has all of the different things that we track in the Edge Finder, every single thing that we track in the Edge Finder paired against each other, so we can actually see here that NZD USD is our biggest mover to the upside so far today with that 0.82%. That is our biggest mover so far today. Euro pairs up on the day overall, Euro USD being our biggest mover to the upside, up 0.54%. GBP USD also our biggest mover to the upside. So it looks like our US dollar pairs so far, I'm seeing a trend in ZD, JPY, so maybe not. I was going to say it looks like our US dollar pairs are up on the day overall the most. And you know what? That might actually be the case taking a look at this. Aussie USD, NZD USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, and again NZD USD right here. So US dollar pairs are up overall across the board, it seems like. Most of our pound pairs are up. Most of our yen pairs are up, which is surprising because if you've been keeping along with the videos, we've noticed that the yen typically has not been performing very well, typically in a downward trend most days. Swiss franc pairs seem to be up overall.
Hey traders, would you like some help with technical analysis? Well, lucky for you, we're giving away a free technical analysis guide. That's right, completely free. It's an entire guide all around technical analysis. The guide includes subjects like support and resistance trading, MACD indicators, trend lines, candlestick pattern trading, RSI indicators, and much more. So make sure to click the link in the description, fill out that information, and we'll email you a technical analysis guide right away.
Same with Australian dollar pairs and New Zealand dollar pairs, also up overall. So indices not performing well whatsoever, but it seems like the majority of our currency pairs, at least so far today, are all up. Majority of them so far. That's a big asterisk right there. But going into the score chart summary, we need to find a pair to take a look at. So I know I want to check out, I would say that we would look at USD CAD. However, that is the pair that we looked at yesterday. I'm happy to see a new strong buy up here because we've had a lot of New Zealand dollar bullishness, whether it be NZD pairs up top. I mean, we can literally see NZD CAD, NZD USD, NZD CHF, NZD JPY, all up here towards the top, and then all down here at the very bottom, Euro NZD, Aussie NZD, GBP NZD. So NZD is like really taking control of what we're taking a look at here in the Edge Finder. In fact, if I remove indices and commodities and remove our neutral our neutral signals, we are left with these buys and these sells, and the majority of them are New Zealand dollar pairs. So I would take a look at USD CAD. However, I took a look at USD CAD in yesterday's video. So go check that out if you haven't seen that, and you can get a breakdown on the US dollar and Canadian dollar numbers. But because we had Australian interest rates and because Aussie NZD is such a strong sell coming out at -9, the strongest sell signal that we can give in the Edge Finder, I think that's what we're going to take a look at. So Aussie NZD right here, like I just mentioned, strong sell signal of -9. Our COT data and retail sentiment are both scores of -1. In fact, I mean, everything is going to be a score of -1 except for our trend reading, which is a score of -2. But COT data and retail sentiment, both scores of -1. we can look at our sentiment section right over here and see that institutional traders are favored short not only on the New Zealand dollar, but the Aussie dollar as well. New Zealand dollar coming in at 44.09% long and 55.91% short. Australian dollar, 30.55% long and 69.45% short. Now, I will mention, of course, that we don't give a buy or sell signal unless it has crossed the 60% threshold. So if you take a look at the New Zealand dollar numbers here when we're talking about our COT data, at 55.91% short, this is, we'll just call it, 56% short. It's only 6% above a 50-50 bias. So it's really not heavily leaning towards the short side. It's a very slight favoritism towards the short side, but that's not enough for us to really do anything with it. Aussie dollar, on the other hand, at 69.45% short. If we want to just call it 69% short, that's 19% above a 50-50 mark. So we can say that this is slightly favored on the short side, maybe even a little more than slightly favored. This is certainly favored on the short side. Retail sentiment, however, 96% long and 4% short. So retail traders heavily long on this pair right now, looking like they're hoping to catch it at the dip, and at some point, hopefully, this pair will begin to rebound, and you could take a very long trade, long as in time frame, waiting for this pair to rebound. Because it could potentially rebound at some point, and that would be a good looking long trade. However, at this rate, who knows when that's going to be, because this market has just been dipping lower and lower consistently. Our seasonality is a score of -1. We can see here that our last 10-year average and our last 5-year average have this pair way below this zero line here, meaning that typically speaking, in the month of December, this pair does not tend to do as well as when it started. So and that seems to be the case with November as well, and that's the case with our current year average also. So if we're taking a look back at last month, our 10-year and last 5-year average have this pair dipping lower as the month goes along, and that was consistent with our current year average, and that tends to be the case in the month of December as well. This pair continues to shoot lower, historically speaking, and so far that is the case with our current year average. Our trend reading is a score of -2, and that's pretty clear to see. I mean, it's been nothing but downward moves for the past 2.5 weeks. We have this listed right here at November 18th. And today is December 7th, so we have seen nothing but downward moves for days and days, and our price forecast predicts that that will continue to be the case. And fundamentally speaking, that certainly looks like the case, because our GDP growth, inflation, unemployment, and interest rates are all coming out to scores of -1, meaning that the New Zealand dollar is beating out the Australian dollar in every single one of these fundamental metrics right here. And we can take a look at that. Australian GDP growth, these are our brand new numbers that came out again last night in the United States. 0.6%. We can see that that was a drop overall. 0.3% Australian GDP growth used to sit at 0.9%. It has dropped down to 0.6% with those new numbers that we got last night again here in the US. New Zealand GDP growth, however, sits at 1.7%. Australian inflation slightly edges out New Zealand inflation at 7.3% compared to 7.2%. Same thing here with unemployment. I mean, it's very close, but Australian unemployment is slightly higher, 3.4% compared to 3.3%. And lastly, interest rates, 3.1%. These are also new interest rate numbers that came out earlier in the week for Australia. 3.1% interest rates compared to New Zealand's 4.25% interest rates. So that was a look very quickly into our Aussie New Zealand breakdown page, which again is a strong sell score of -9.
Now on to some analysis featuring TraderNick and Tom from SimplyForex.
So USD CAD, right? So USD CAD is a bullish biased asset, has a strong buy rating. So possibly dollar CAD on a buy, if it pulls back, looks good. So I wouldn't buy it here. I like the idea of getting a little bit more of a discount going on. So if we get a discount, pull back to that 38.2,
that could be an interesting opportunity to try and go long on dollar CAD. So you also have some support here at the 61.8. So when we set up trade ideas, right, on the stream, I like to do something like this. I like to talk about more than one idea. So idea one could be looking to try and pick up dollar CAD on a pullback to this 38.2. Idea number two could be if it fails there and we go deeper, maybe the second attempt could be at this level here. Look at that, dollar CAD making a move as we speak. 5-minute chart coming down hard. Do we just have news? We must have just had news. Oh, is this CAD news? Hold on. What just happened, guys? CAD news just came out. Hold on, wait. 4.25%. Wow, what a coincidence that we were watching that as that happened. My goodness. CAD interest rate numbers just came out, and I totally forgot that they were coming out 4.25% actual compared to the forecasted 4.25%. That's an interest rate hike right there, and it's actually causing the dollar CAD to pull back. So question is there a buy setup coming? I'm just flipping through some charts. Dollar CAD, wow, interesting. So we just had CAD news come out. Interest rates did come out as expected and causing some volatility here on the dollar CAD. Might be coming into an area where we could pick it up. We'll have to watch this one. I'd like to see how this candle closes. This is a 4-hour candle. Let's look at the hourly, see what happens on the hourly chart. So hourly pulling back. Look at this right as we speak. Big CAD news came out just a moment ago. For those of you who are wondering, this is an hourly chart, and we saw CAD news come out, interest rates coming out just as expected. But yes, Bank of Canada had their interest rate decision. Still like this at potentially at the 38.2, but I would rather not trade it in the actual spike. So I'm going to wait until this thing sort of calms down. If it does pull back to 38.2, that might be an interesting opportunity to get long dollar CAD. And again, when I mentioned the Edge Finder, this is all, you can always read this across the top of the screen. Retail sentiment giving us a bullish bias, seasonality bullish, trend reading bullish, GDP growth bullish, unemployment and interest rates bullish, inflation is the only one going against us here. So that gives me that fundamental confirmation. Okay, I'd like to be more on the long side of dollar CAD.
Gold. Let's take a quick look. Okay, so again, guys, I looked at this on my channel, guys. So SimplyForex is my channel, guys. I plot these gray zones every morning. I do daily analysis videos. So if you would like to receive those, then come join my channel. Yeah, the link is in the video description, guys. All right, so click on the link, join my channel. You will see my ugly face every morning. So yeah, here, guys, you've got this. So on the weekly chart, it was in a downtrend. Okay. And then for me, these lows held. There was lots of buying pressure here. Okay. And then once this broke these last highs here, for me, weekly structure had changed and we was in an uptrend. Okay. The problem you have is that you're hitting this important gray zone. Okay. Price is hitting this gray zone. All right, so we need to find out what price is going to do here. But I'm zooming in now, guys, because I want to show you this green candle. Yeah, so this is a very bullish candle going into resistance. All right, so if this tells us maybe we could break this resistance. Okay, it may take a week, may take a couple of weeks, but maybe we could on the weekly chart. Okay. Again, we need to see how this candle finishes this week. All right. But this is what I'm seeing. Okay. These two zones are very important. Let's drop down to the day chart now. So what are we seeing on here? So again, yeah, let's zoom out a little bit. So again, yeah, this is the gray zone that we were talking about. Yeah. And as you can see, we had a very bearish reaction. This candle here was super duper bearish. All right. But structurally, we're in an uptrend. Okay. So what you have here is weekly selling pressure and you have daily buying pressure. Okay, you've got weekly selling pressure, daily buying pressure. And what that means, guys, is you're going to have a battle. And a battle normally means a range. Yeah, it's going to range until we have a winner of that battle. Yeah, who will win? Will weekly sellers win or will daily buyers win? Okay, so until we get a winner, you're going to probably see this kind of action. All right, you're just going to see a bit of sideways action. Okay, what we need to see, yeah, is this really. We need to see a break of this high to tell us daily buyers have won the battle. Okay, then we can start long in this. Or we need to see a breakdown in the day chart trend. Okay, so it's clearly an uptrend. Maybe we see something like this. Okay, then once this area here is broken, yeah, we get a retrace, then we could short this. Okay, so I'm staying away from gold until I see a winner of that battle. Until then, it's going to range. That is my sneaky suspicion.
Make sure you guys check out the links in the description if you need broker recommendations, access to our free Discord, or want to chat with us on Telegram. If you're interested in our trading software, the Edge Finder, you can find that in the description as well. Thanks for watching.